Initially, I thought that social work was a paid volunteer work, but of course I was wrong.
Which is a very specialised piece of work that actually not anybody can just do.
Social service work can be emotional draining. The unintentional mindset is I want and I need to save everybody.
If you value something more than finances, purpose, meaning, impacting life, I think this is the area for you.
Social service is just volunteer work. True or false?
No.
Definitely false. We do get that a lot. I guess it might have to do with the history, where truly it was volunteers who started the work back then.
Compared to the volunteer. As a child protection worker, I have more tools in my toolkit to access the child's lives in different settings to effect greater transformation.
He promised that he won't hurt himself as long as his girlfriend is safe.
We do basic safety monitoring, safety assessment, risk assessment, case management, intervention, which is a very specialised piece of work that actually not anybody can just do.
I'm providing counselling support focused on children and families in the divorcing and post-divorce. I majored in social work in NUS.
So I do hear there are some feelings of stress. It's mostly related due to the separation.
We have ongoing trainings to ensure that we remain competent and create that safe environment for them, especially in complex situations such as abuse or mental health.
I do therapy for youth with chronic mental health illnesses. Even though I've been in this area for about 10 years, I do constantly still need to upgrade and upskill myself because mental health therapeutic approaches and intervention is evolving. Very nice. There's many different kind of soft skills needed as well. Being open and being flexible, not just with clients. I have to collaborate with teachers. I have to talk to parents.
I've picked up conflict management skills. Clients that can be hostile, to get them to work with us. That soft skills of having very tense conversations is quite important.
My first degree was a business degree. Someone coming in with a business degree really can make a difference, from operations to organization development. And after being in the sector for about 2 or 3 years, I did a postgrad and master's in social work. In my current role as the CEO of Tribe, I have to look at the organization from a whole business point of view. Tribe, we are a social service agency that service youth facing adversity. People may not expect the sector to have negotiation skills. For example, funders may not see what the money is used for. We need to help them understand it's not just the number, but the impact of the life.
A career in social service means sacrificing rewards.
My mom will, oh, so you're that particular friend in the corporate world, what's her salary like? They worry whether I can live a sustainable life. So it's on me to correcting their conception about it's a beggar salary, that we can't afford things at all. There are other things we have to consider. Performance bonus, transport claims, work from home flexibility.
I am aware that NCSS and MSF do have regular salary reviews so that it stays sustainable and also competitive.
I didn't join because I want a higher pay. I joined because I found meaning in the work that I am doing. One of the things that I really learned from my clients would be this whole idea of resilience and kindness. Right, and those are things that reminds me that no matter how tough some days are, it will only get easier from there.
If you value something more than finances, purpose, meaning, impacting life, I think this is the area for you.
Social service work is emotionally demanding.
Yes.
There is a truth to it.
If the youth come to you and share self-harm or suicidal ideations, the unintentional mindset is I want and I need to save everybody.
Being a child protection worker, I have difficult conversations with a client that result in a child removal or an escalation back to MSF Protective Services. It does come with a lot of pain.
Having a work phone means you can be like 24/7 receiving messages from the youth. So it's really hard to set the boundaries and yet knowing I'm not letting them down just because I don't reply to their messages. One of the key moments was definitely processing these thoughts and with my supervisor. Do I really want to continue working day, night, weekends, sacrificing activities with my family? That reset my whole thinking and reprioritizing what's really valuable for me.
When I had a burnout, my boss check in with me. His encouragement for me is quite simple. Learn to say no, because as much as we want to help our client, there's only this much that we can do because we are human ourselves.
Boundaries are healthy, not just for us, also for the clients. We are not here to replace the family's role as a parent. Boundaries help to build the client's own ability to sustain on themselves without having to rely on social service professionals, which is something that we all hope for.
Very frequent conversations with my supervisors was helpful for me. I leave work on time. My boss doesn't contact me after office hours. We actually have mental health support available for us if we need it as well.
We need to have time so that we can recharge, refocus, realign, and come back to you in a better state so that we can problem solve together.
There's little to no career growth as a social service professional.
Very false.
I disagree. I think there is a lot of career growth for social service professional. Career growth is very structured, well planned for them.
So there's two tracks that social workers can grow further in. So there is the generalist, which is a bit more of the managerial function, center management, leadership positions.
One is a specialist track where our social service professional continue to develop their skill sets better. So when a staff joins as a social worker, naturally he or she will be in the specialist track. But as they progress, there is opportunity to move on to a management track.
I'm still in the early phases of honing that clinical skills. So also growing in the supervisory role.
What do you usually take note during reintegration cases? What is the current exercise plan?
So as a supervisor, the focus is how do I help my supervisee be more competent, more confident in her work such that she can do it with her clients.
Not aware of what
My supervisors at work, they are very supportive of expanding my skills in different areas such as narrative therapy or emotion-focused therapy and running support programs for divorcing and divorced families.
I know my interest would be in the clinical pathway. My next step of growth is going to be a supervisor. I was placed in the Family Service Centre for my first job. It was because of the NCSS Sunrise scheme. I was rotated to Community Psychology Hub, and now I'm actually deployed to Singapore Association for Mental Health, Youth Reach Department. I'm taking on the responsibility as a supervisor.
maybe helping her differentiate between how she chooses to behave.
Right, I think you nailed that portion.
Well, when I first joined the Singapore Boys Hostel, I started off as a program exec. I then went on to leading the hostel. That took me away from the more hands-on role to more strategic planning and development work. In the last 3 years as the CEO, but to me, career growth is not just in terms of promotion, but I think growth is being given opportunity to try something different. I'll be transiting out of Tribe. My next career will be in Shine, Children and Youth Service. I'll be joining them under the Sunrise scheme. As the Director of Corporate Development and Services, my main role will be strengthen their corporate function, such as HR, finance, IT, fundraising, bigger clientele pool, being exposed to something new.
So how do you see your work impacting the society as a whole?
I think that every child, if we plant them well, they will grow up and they will produce many more good apples in the future. So I think that to me is important.
It's really heartening to see my clients coming from, I don't think I can improve, life is hopeless. So maybe I think I can try. Simply having them saying and believing in the possibility of maybe, I think that itself is very rewarding. That's what still keeps me in this field.
If you enjoyed this video,
Do like and
Subscribe to
CNA Insider.